wait, hold on. I thought you cared. I thought you cared about working people. Can I ask you a question?
And have clean water, and the water's not being privatized.
Look, volume is not the same as an argument, okay? So just really simple question.
You don't like opinionated women, do you?
I'm sure Tucker Carlson figured that he'd make short work of a young candidate for New York City public advocate and boogeyman of the right, a democratic socialist, but things didn't go quite as planned. Nomiki Konst just went on national television and wiped the floor with the Fox News host, exposing his petty arguments one by one.
Nomiki, thanks a lot for coming on.
Hi, Tucker. How you doing?
I'm great. But I'm a little bit confused. So mostly debates about climate change or one person saying it's real and the other one's like, oh, we don't really have all the evidence. Granted, I grant everything you say about climate change. I'm just for the sake of this conversation.
Thank you. That's a start.
Yeah, well, okay.
To admit it.
But if you really believe what you're saying, and if Bernie Sanders really believes what he's saying, why is he flying on private planes? I mean, it's a sincere question.
So let's not get distracted from the real issue here.
The real
issue.
I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to let you off that easily. Why is it not a real issue? If climate change, as Katie Church told us, is really the only issue that matters, then why aren't we living like it's the only issue that matters?
Because it really comes down.
If Bernie believes in climate change, why isn't he planting trees in the rainforest right now? Tucker relies on these bad faith arguments, but Konst redirects him like a parent teaching her 9-year-old.
Because it really comes down to the industry. If the industry wants to make planes that exist off of renewable energy rather than oil and gas, then we will all be able to live on this planet. It starts at the industry level, not the consumer. You know, it's really not fair to put the tax on the individual.
It's not fair for someone who's telling us the planet's being destroyed to live in a way that suggests that he actually believes the planet's being destroyed. So I honestly, I really don't get it. So if you're Al Gore and you say, nothing is more important than climate change, I'm a better person than you are because I care more than you. By the way, I have one of the largest houses in Nashville and I fly private and I take a Suburban to the private airport, to the FBO. Why should I be okay? I mean, sincerely, why is that okay?
Do Fox News viewers buy this? Did Tucker Carlson's fans really think that Bernie taking a flight on a plane is the same as industry-wide deregulation for fossil fuels and carbon emissions?
Because that is not going to solve. Individual choices are not going to solve the disaster that we are facing. We already have a migration issue. We already have flooding. We already have hurricanes that have hit Puerto Rico, have hit New Orleans, have hit Florida, and have displaced so many working people. This is an industry change. We have to cap emissions globally.
But hold on.
And if we don't cap emissions with big industries and policy, then those individual choices mean nothing.
Okay, well, first of all, hold on. First of all, individual choices always mean something.
In a libertarian's fantasy world, sure.
I'm not a libertarian, and I'm not living in a fantasy world. In real life, individual choices matter, or else what's the point of any of this, okay? So it does start with, liberals used to say it starts with one person. I guess they don't anymore because they don't want to be held to their own standards. But the solutions are always like, ordinary working people ought to pay higher gas taxes.
It's not the solution at all. And actually, we are against that. Progressives versus the neoliberals and neocons, progressives understand that this needs to be a huge policy change. The place where we are right now, if we increase the temperature 1 degree, you and I won't be living in D.C. and New York anymore.
Okay, but
we will be displaced.
No, I want to talk about the public policy. Okay,
yes,
I want to talk about the public policy solutions that will flow from the predictions that you're making. Is there any solution you've ever heard of that doesn't increase the price of energy? I've never heard of one.
Well, okay, so if you're going to be focused on the price of energy, we're not going to have a planet in 10 years.
Hold on.
We have to talk about changing.
Wait, hold on. I thought you cared. I thought you cared about working people.
We're going down a rabbit hole. I want to talk about the solutions. A solution would be a Green New Deal, moving to 100% renewable energy, forcing the companies that are jacking up the prices on working people to actually reduce their emissions so that working people aren't displaced, so working people don't have to pay the cost of hurricane damage and have clean water, and the water's not being privatized.
Volume is not the same as an argument, okay? So just really simple question.
You don't like opinionated women, do you?
I live with 4 of them.
Volume.
You're not getting, you're a sexist now.
You're pretty loud. My earpiece is flaring right now.
Let me just ask you a really simple question. Would the solutions that you're espousing now, would they raise the price of gasoline for wage earners?
Tucker making the same arguments from 1995. this isn't about the cost of gas. This isn't about gas went up 7 cents this year. This is about no gas and no gas stations and no fossil fuels. This is about renewable energy so that small cities like, I don't know, New York and Miami and Los Angeles won't be underwater. What's worse for the economy? Gas prices jumping a dime, or another Hurricane Sandy shutting down lower Manhattan, or Houston, or New Orleans, or wildfires wiping out hundreds of thousands of acres in California?
The ones you claim to care about.
I'm actually
gas would be the same price.
I am against raising consumer prices. That is a neoliberal design. I am a democratic socialist. I think we should pass policies and actually make rich people, millionaires and billionaires and corporations, pay taxes. That's the problem. No one at the top is paying taxes, and the burden is going to the consumer.
But you would allow private planes to fly, I guess, right?
I think private planes have an obligation to change their standards. That is what policy is all about.
Tucker, who claims to be this for the hardworking man commentator, had the chance to promote an industry that we can lead in. Solar and wind industries are growing at 20% per year. They're growing at a rate of 12 times faster than the rest of the US economy. Our biggest competitor is China. What's to gain for sowing uncertainty about renewables, other than blindly doing the bidding of Republican politicians whose re-election campaigns are funded by fossil fuels? Oh.